Infinite Storm, new film from Małgorzata Szumowska, fairly acclaimed Polish director. This, as far as I'm aware, is her first American production. Stars Naomi Watts and Billy Howell and is based on a true story from the life of a person named Pam Bale. Pam was working as a search and rescue climber in New Hampshire's White Mountains. One November day, she goes up the trail to Mount Washington completely alone, and as the day goes on, a massive storm suddenly envelops the mountain. And as she tries to navigate this suddenly much worse, much harder weather conditions, she comes upon a man seemingly lost and given up, and suddenly it becomes not just about her survival, because she also has to get him safely down the mountain. So the story is fairly simple, and a large part of the film features almost no dialogue at all. Even when the two characters are together, they don't really have much of any conversation. And the film suggests that there is something in the past of both of them that drives each of them individually to be what they are now, to put them in those positions. But we don't really learn the details until the very end of the film. And until then, we have to sort of guess what secrets are the filmmakers holding from us, if any at all. And I think this particular structure kind of prevented the film from being as good as it perhaps could have been otherwise, because the performances are very good. The cinematography is at times spectacular. There is a certain raw quality to this dangerous mountain beauty preserved. And if you're a person who enjoys mountains like I do, this movie will strike a chord within you, I think. But I couldn't help get somewhat bored in the middle part, feeling that there's not enough story in the film, to sort of fill it. There are two very clear sections. One is just purely walking down the mountain and experiencing this physical push to the human limits. And the second one examines the other aspect, the psychology of the situation. But because they're split, you have to really wait patiently for the other one to come. And therefore, even if the explanations at the end are satisfying and suddenly make the movie much more about grief and processing trauma rather than just mountain climbing, the fact remains that this wait is a little bit too long, and I felt the movie would have been improved if it included some dialogue already during the walk on the trail, if it started exploring those aspects way earlier. And as it is, you kind of begin to wonder, wait, is this it? Is this everything the movie has to offer? And it's kind of tempting to check out mentally, because, as I said, there's not much meat to the story for a large part of it. I will say, though, that if you can find this required patience, the movie rewards you for it in the end. It explains its themes fairly well, and it does leave you thinking for a moment. So, put it like this. Really solid idea, but the execution is a bit flawed. And so the finished movie was just okay for me.